It's been a while since I made a 90 Day Fiancé video just because I haven't watched it as much. But this one looks interesting. What happened to Rose on 90 Day Fiancé?
90 Day Fiancé history. I think we've all been hoping that Rose would find her happiness and
Right.
make a better life for her and her son. And now, years later, we finally have some answers about how Rose is doing. She's dating a much older man again, and she
That's
might
the guy
even
from my
move into
video.
an entirely new
Well,
country.
I reacted
Guys,
to it.
you will never believe what her life is like now. So even though Rose's time on 90 Day Fiancé was awful because of Ed's behavior, something incredible happened because of it. She
What
and
happened?
Ed were one of the most viral and recognizable cast members at the time, and the amount of fame that she got from being on the show was insane, and Rose's popularity skyrocketed.
Good for her. You know, I never considered that. I always thought about Big Ed, right? I always saw Big Ed this, Big Ed that. He basically made his own freaking brand off of it. Like, he sells his merch and stuff. But look at Rose. Look at her doing a little model shoot right here. Right on.
Fiancé, and she's been using that to completely change her life
Look at her.
forever. So before, she'd been working with her family at their shop, but they still weren't able to get out of poverty. But now, Rose has several different streams of income that are just really honestly impressive. And it seems like she's using it all to take care of her entire family.
Look at that. Look, I don't know how this story ends, but look, what a beautiful way how, like, if it ends good, all right? What a nice way of, like, you don't know sometimes where life is going to take you. Like, you look at her on 90 Day Fiancé and be like, man, things are going rough with her and Big Ed. Like, poor gal. And look at her now. This guy's saying that she has, like, multiple streams of income, and she's kind of made a little name for herself, you know?
So Rose does bring
Taking
money
advantage of her
as
fame.
an influencer
Good on her.
now because she has well over 600,000 Instagram followers, and she regularly promotes a range of products and brands and companies.
Cool,
in
so
her
she's
posts, but her career is
like a legit
off
influencer.
in another way that was absolutely unreal. So at
How?
the end of 2021, she announced on her Instagram that she was ready to share her life's next chapter with everyone, and what she revealed was a phenomenal step for her future. So Rose opened her own shop that specializes in selling dry groceries.
I think that's her little boy, Prince, right? Prince's store.
She even named the shop after her son,
Yeah.
Prince's store. And the big news that she shared next was so bizarre because Rose decided to collaborate with an aesthetic center to promote skin treatments, which
Okay.
wasn't a huge shock because, appearing on TLC had made her very famous in the Philippines, and Rose's modeling career has gone through the roof.
Okay.
And she's posted behind-the-scenes pictures.
She looks
from
great.
many of
Right? Like, she's killing these shoots, right?
her photo shoots, and she's been the face of several beauty brands and cosmetic lines and even cell phone companies. But there's still another way that Rose makes money, and it's honestly pretty surprising. So thanks to
Okay,
the
what is it?
audience that she has from the show, Rose's YouTube channel now has over 700,000 subscribers.
She has her own
and
YouTube channel?
She frequently uploads vlogs about her family and her daily life and her vacations, and the comments on her videos are honestly pretty overwhelming because despite not returning to 90 Day Fiancé
Like
for
what?
anything other than just brief check-ins, Rose is definitely still one of the most famous people to ever come out of 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah.
And because of that,
I mean, that's
she
the thing, right? When you do
completely
something big, that's like the risk is like, you will forever be that. At least in the eyes of some people who don't follow you or whatever, and they just last saw you as that. But at least she's turning something like at least she's getting something out of it for herself, right?
herself and Prince, and in 2021 their little family reached a kind of huge milestone. So believe it or not, Rose is able to buy a nice spacious house for herself and
Ayo.
Prince, and she's thanked her fans many times
Good
for their
for her.
support, which definitely helped her be able to afford the house.
Slay.
And in Rose's vlog about her new home, the difference between it and that and her old house is just crazy.
That
Because
yeah, that's
on their
crazy. I do
season of
remember
90
that.
Fiancé, Ed
I feel like I've seen this clip so many times, but I do remember that stood out how like it was time to shower and it was time to go outside and shower with the dad and the rats and the whole thing, and they got to get it done. They got to get it done somehow. And yeah, I mean, I've definitely been in some, maybe, I mean, not quite like this, but yeah, I've been in some homes, not me personally, but okay, that's besides the point. We're not here to talk about myself.
was completely thrown off by
Point is, yeah, it stood out to me. Like, good for her to come from like having so little and making something of herself. And, you know, it's actually two things, right? She came from so little, and then she got famous for something like this, and everybody's like, man, she's with that dude Big Ed, who was bad to her, and kind of universally people thought, like, he's a no-go. And then she turned it into something very positive for herself and her family. So, right on.
And it was kind of a huge plot line about their relationship because it didn't have any flooring and it didn't really have any roof,
That's right,
protection
man.
or
I've been
anything. And
to homes without flooring and stuff like that, and, it's a shocker. Lots of people live like that. But, yeah, I'll say, like, I remember Rose. Rose in particular stood out as far as, like, they didn't have much.
also how Ed just freaked out over it. But now Rose's new home is a totally different story.
Baller alert.
House is amazing, and
Good.
it keeps her and Prince
That's
safe from all
good
the
to
crazy
see.
weather that they sometimes get and the possibility of running
good
out
for
of water
Prince.
and electricity. But the house also has a lot more than just the basics because Rose's new house is complete with 2 bathrooms, TVs, a full-on kitchen,
There
and
we go.
full, furnishing. And she
I thought
and
this
Prince
video
even
was
have their
going to
own
be kind of
bedroom.
like dark and twisted just based off of like the thumbnail. I think it was a little bit dark, but this is so far all like really sweet, good stuff. So good. Good for who made this? Who made this? Let's give him a little, the Celeb Talk guy. He's a pro. Okay, right on. Just got to put him on my radar.
But Rose also owns another type of property now, and you will never guess what it is. So Rose also purchased 12 acres of land near the mountains to use as a
She's
new
investing,
farm
all
for
right.
herself and her family. And at the very end of 2021, Rose started hinting about a new romance, and not long after she shared a video.
Yeah,
of
what
her
about
holding hands
this?
with
What, like she's with another older guy.
unknown guy, and she wrote in
Interesting.
the caption that she had found the one. But it wasn't until last
Are they gonna be on the show? New 90 Day Fiancé with Rose and the new guy?
that Rose finally revealed her secret. So in an episode of 90 Day Diaries, Rose introduced her new man, Greg. He is a 54-year-old wealthy real estate company owner
54.
from Australia. And needless to say,
From
he seemed to be a
Australia.
huge improvement from Ed, and
Okay.
kind of honestly in more than one way. So Greg
Okay.
seemed much more invested in both Rose and Prince than
Okay,
Ed
well, that's
ever
really
was.
sweet. That's
And
good.
although the bar
That's really good. I know the optics of it might look kind of funny because it's like, oh, here we go. Another, like, interesting pairing, right? We got Rose and the elderly gentleman. Not elderly, but older, right? Older gentleman. And I'm pretty sure Ed was also older than her.
wasn't set,
But at
very
least
too
she's-
high. But he even taught Prince how to skateboard.
That's cool.
And obviously, a lot
At
of
least
people
this is
did
better,
question
right?
the
This is
age
good.
difference,
Hopefully he's a
including
good guy.
myself. But Rose
Hopefully it
addressed it
works
pretty
out with him.
quickly, and she made it clear that Greg's age didn't matter to her.
Okay.
And she explained that the level of respect that he had shown her and her family was far more important than
Good.
anything.
Yeah.
And that wasn't all,
Good.
because compared to Ed's reaction to the Philippines, there was a startling difference in how Greg seemed to view the country.
Yeah, Ed was totally like, ooh, 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 ooh. When you're somewhere like that, bro, you got to just dive in, You got to become one.
And the culture, and he had no problem helping out Rose's dad at the pig farm and how he interacted with the rest of the family. It was
Cool.
just kind of astonishing because
So
one
kind of a more
Rose's
all-around dude, you know what I'm saying? And it's ironic because this guy's rich.
YouTube vlogs highlighted moments from Greg's
Apparently.
visit to the Philippines, and he seemed just really down to earth.
That's
he
tight.
was humble when he met Rose's family, and he seemed eager to help out however he could. And Greg and Rose's relationship seemed to be pretty serious. So what happened next was honestly just unexpected.
Wait, what?
Because last December,
What?
after dating Greg for a year, Rose announced that she was no longer in a relationship with him, and
What?
she revealed the sad news in one of her YouTube videos. But she didn't share much about why they decided to call it quits. But before long, Rose had another surprise, and that was in January. Rose started posting photos of herself in Australia, and she did
What?
not explain if she was back with Greg or not. But
Okay.
the latest YouTube videos and Instagram posts are kind of telling, because ever since February, Rose has been spending a lot of time in Australia.
So
Not
maybe
only
she's-
that, but a lot of her posts are promoting Greg's real estate.
Oh, so maybe she's back with Greg, or maybe they're just friends or something. Maybe they're just gonna, support each other in some way because she's going back to Australia. She's
company.
promoting his
And Greg has also
business.
been leaving supportive and sometimes kind of even a little bit flirty comments on Rose's photos.
Mm.
So it really seems like they are back together.
Okay.
And a lot of people are now speculating that Rose is in the process of maybe
Mm.
even moving to Australia, which is kind of interesting because
Very
many
interesting. Maybe
of
they'll make
Rose's
it work out
followers
after
are
all.
hopeful that she's happy with
I like how
Greg
this guy's just
and that
taking
if
me
she
through the
does
roller
move
coaster,
to
man. He's like,
Australia,
look,
for
she
instance,
was down, now she's up. Then she split with that man. Now she's back with that
be
man.
able to join her quickly. But if there's
Greg.
a possibility that
Gregory.
Greg and Rose are engaged or might be soon,
that
that
Little
could
Prince?
lead to a life-changing situation. And Rose has made it clear that she can support herself basically wherever because of the content
Good.
she creates and her modeling gigs. But if she's moving
That's
to
right.
Australia, there may be a chance that she and Greg could appear on a 90 Day Fiancé spinoff in the future. And there
Oh,
have
let's
definitely
go.
been
I haven't
rumors
watched
going
in
around
so
about
long.
Rose and Greg potentially returning
I've been
to
out of it. I
TLC.
don't know if I
But
grew out of
because
it or if it
Rose
just wasn't as good as it used to be. But I just haven't watched it in a while.
hasn't officially confirmed that she and Greg are back together, it's unlikely that we'll know anything for at least a little while.
Let them.
But either way, Rose has
That's all. That's their
completely
business, right?
changed her and her son's lives for the better since
Good.
dumping Big Ed, and she has honestly come such a long way in such a short amount of time. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what she decides to do next.
I mean, it's
and if any part
interesting.
of her future
I think it's so cool because it just shows like I'm sure at some point, right, in Rose's life, maybe she didn't see it this way because but just look at this, right? She's like, because he mentioned how fast everything happened. Because Rose is still a young woman, but she was a young woman, and she lived in poverty, right? And then she met this dude from America who I don't think Big Ed's wealthy, right? I think he can like support himself, but I don't think he's super wealthy. And then he's not treating her right, and now she's famous on TV, but like in a negative way. And she's gone through all this stuff, and who knows what she went through online, negative stuff or whatever. And who knows how she felt, right? It probably didn't feel good. Like, dang, it's just negative thing after negative thing. And before you know it, she makes a positive out of it. She does her modeling career. She meets this other dude, Greg, and then splits up with the dude, and now potentially is back with him, made a better life for her family, bought land, had a new house, is making a better life for her son, and she's done all these things, and she's still a young woman. Like, it's just crazy how sometimes life can take a turn.
will be filmed by the TLC
It's cool.
cameras. But what do you guys think, and what do you think about the changes that Rose has made in her life since leaving Ed? And if she and Greg will actually, appear on a 90 Day Fiancé, would you watch it? I absolutely, without a doubt, definitely would. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below.
Well, since you asked, buddy, what do I think? Yeah, I would be interested in watching it. Check it out. But honestly, depends on their motives, right? Like if it's to grow their own business or whatever, maybe they could. But really, it seems like, Rose can obviously support herself. She says she can support herself wherever she is. That other dude is like super rich. They don't really have to do 90 Day Fiancé. And I was a fan of like 90 Day Fiancé. I say was because I haven't watched it as much because it was so like just the worst TV, It was like just bad. But they don't have to do that, right? So I have a feeling they wouldn't do it. And if they would do it, it'd probably be to promote their own businesses, So it probably wouldn't have that same charm as, I hate saying that because it's charm because it's coming from people's like tough situations or just like very cringe-worthy stuff. But I think that's true, right? I think it's true. And I think that, they don't have to, so why would they? And if they did, it probably wouldn't be genuine. It'd probably just be for some money or whatever. But yeah, that's cool. I just wanted to watch that because it's been a while since I watched a 90 Day Fiancé thing, and I saw it come up on my recommended. And it's not that old. I thought there was going to be some juicy stuff in there. But it was actually very sweet and very cool. And then randomly, I don't know, I thought somewhere, maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe it was another 90 Day Fiancé person. But I thought I thought Rose had a girlfriend, or maybe it was just a rumor or something. But clearly, maybe it was just a rumor because she's been with this guy and then maybe still with him or got with him again. But yeah, for some reason, my video about Rose and this couple like got more views than anything on my channel. So I'm like, let me revisit that. Of course, that was another nice little incentive. But yeah, hopefully you guys like that update on Rose. I mean, I did. I'm watching it with you guys. This is all news to me. But yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to like it. I know I've been doing other stuff. Um, hopefully, hopefully people are liking this stuff. But if not, that's okay. I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you like it, please subscribe. Peace.